Hey guys, MD Prepper here with yet another gear review. This time a extension on cooking gear, just like the little butane eyelet stove. This time we're going to go for something a little more field and bushcraft use. This is the pocket cooker folding field stove. There's a little box it came in. Heck with that. I've owned one of these for 3-4 years. I've got 3 or 4 of them. Use one of them regularly. This is a clean one, just so we don't get carbon fouling all over ourselves. First of all, this thing comes in a nice little nylon pouch. Not super heavy duty, but good enough. Has a little belt attachment, or molly attachment type thing on the back. You got to attach it to something. Don't think I would attach this to my belt as carry gear. This is something you pull out once you're ready to camp out for the evening. Keep this in your pack. Velcro attachment. Let's pull out the stove here. There she is. We'll put the sheath away. There's not much else to say about this. This thing packs up real tight, real compact, if you can see it there. Black enamel coating. Let's unfold this bad boy and see what she can do. Here we go. Kind of unfolds like a book. And you pull out on one end, the other, and the insides drop out. Now, here it is in its basic format. I'm going to show you the internals and specifics here in a second. But this thing doesn't need a windshield or anything like this. It's got some air holes on this side and smaller air holes on the bottom. The smaller air holes are also found on the back side, if you will, but these larger air holes right there are only on one side. Help drawing in air, all that sort of thing. I would recommend pointing that away from the wind and all of that. However, the best thing about this thing, other than being shielded on all sides from the wind, only taking what you put on the top as an opening, is the bottom of this thing. The base, I'm going to try to lift this up, see if you can see it. Little grill style bottom to it to allow ashes to fall through, but more importantly, allow air to suck in underneath. This thing's slightly offset from the ground, so you've got some coverage and some leeway here underneath. Oh, I don't know, 1/3 of an inch, maybe 1/2 of an inch distance from the bottom of this thing to the ground. So you suck up plenty of air. You don't have to worry about pulling in air from the outsides or the sides. This thing works really well. Takes a minute to set it just right. One side here is hinged. The other side here's got 2 independent plates that have to lock together, and I doubt you can see that right there. They have to lock together on a very thin little edge to lock into place. You also got to make sure that your base level here for your fire gear locks in at these little eyelets here, basically. Don't know if you can see that. Once you get this thing all locked in, and just like it needs to be, it is incredibly sturdy. Can hold your pots, pans, that sort of thing. Let me move a little closer there so you can see it up top. Only thing I don't particularly like about this top, you can't put a steel canteen or anything like that on the top, as it's going to fall through. Otherwise, you can put a pan, if you've got one, for a little cook set on top. Put your water bottle on top to boil your water. Otherwise, this works fine with all of your standard little camp cook sets, your little cheap $5 Walmart sets, etc., all the way up to your zebra billy pots and better stuff. It fits on the top. Now, this thing is designed to use all natural fuels. Just about anything that you can get to burn. You can shove cattails in this thing, leaves, twigs, small branches. You can cut up and baton smaller pieces of wood to go in this thing. This will last a long time. Again, I've used one of mine particularly for, I don't know, 3.5 years I've had it now. Got it from some website, can't remember, for about $15 to $17. I think I just looked them up before I came online. They were at Sportsman's Guide for, I think, $13.95, something like that. Pretty well universal as far as fuel goes. Best thing about this, other than stacking it full of wood beforehand, you can lift up this lid here, insert any kind of wood, twigs, whatever to keep feeding the fire. Now, another additional benefit, you can close this down so you don't have extra wind coming in the sides, but beyond that, you have this little handle here. which keeps it from getting too hot. Keep that out there outside extended while you're cooking with it. But the best thing about it is you can flip it up and put it on this little base here. Gives you a small window to put twigs, branches, whatever in there to feed the fire while you have something on the top. You'd hate to have to lift this thing up and knock your pot off the fire. So that little stand open and hold open is a very, very nice little addition. Again, keeps it from getting hot, even if this is flamingly red hot. Now, in addition, and they don't talk about this on the sales ads or whatnot, you can use trioxane fuel down in this. I probably wouldn't recommend those because of the distance here from the cooking surface to the base. But one thing I have used in this with extreme success are the little Sterno fuel cans and your little chafing fuel burners in this thing. They work very well, and I like to carry those along just in case when I need to have a fire. It works really well in this. You got your little shield up here. It tends to concentrate the heat in an upward fashion. To install those little Sterno cans takes a little maneuvering. You got to put them in here from the bottom. Basically what you got to do is lift one of these, if not both, of those little base plates, and slip your Sterno can up through here the middle, and then maneuver it around so that you can lower your base plates again. Then you position it in the center, lift it up, and light it here from the side. This is a great, great, great little cooking fire accessory. Again, wonderful for cooking, and if you had to, you could put this inside your little debris shelter or wiki, that type thing, survival hut, if you will, and keep a small fire going. It's not the biggest fire in the world, but hey, in a pinch, any amount of heat production is going to be a good thing. Again, with a good level base, this thing fairly well levels itself. You're not going to have to worry about smothering the fire because you've got plenty of air vents here on the bottom side. And the thing is a natural windshield in and of itself, which I can't say enough wonderful things about. Again, this side's got the two bigger holes there for airflow, and you got your rivet here, which has a space in it. So I would point this side towards the wind or towards the strongest wind, as it's fairly solid, unbreakable once you get locked into place. Again, you get a few little air holes here at the very, very bottom, which is going to help for airflow to flow up underneath this thing. For $15, this thing, if not cheaper, is amazing. Highly recommend it. Only thing I would recommend is you carry a few paper towels, something like that, because you're going to wipe this. You're going to need to wipe this thing off after it's been used, unless you're going to use it constantly in a set position. Because once you try to put it back here in this little pouch, you're going to get carbon residue all over everything. You're going to be a bit of a mess if you're going to try to fold this thing up. Again, not a huge deal if there's a stream nearby, but don't know if I'd want to be manipulating my firearms, especially my semi-autos, after handling this. I'm just going to gunk it up. A great little option, very lightweight, multi-purpose. You can do a lot of things with it. You can do just a fire for warmth, fire for cooking, etc. Good little tool, very lightweight, very small, very compact. I've had lots of years of use out of these. I think I've got 3 or 4 of them just stacked up in the back, unused, just for general purpose, giving away as gifts, and if I ever need an extra one. Love it a lot. This is the folding little camp stove cooker. Highly recommend it, guys. MD Prepper out.